Your old babysitter, Hope, are waiting backstage. Jerry and Hope, please come on out. As you know, you have been listening backstage, Hope. Debra's convinced that you had an affair while you were their babysitter, and that she said you stole the husband and the child and the house and the car and I guess everything.
How do you steal something she threw away? She kicked him out. I was nowhere in the picture. When I was 14 years old, the only time I was ever at her house was with a date, with a friend. She kept me as far away from him as she possibly could because I knew too much.
One question. I agree with the fact that, yes, she was a babysitter. Yes.
We're talking 14 years ago.
But no, there was nothing between us.
We've been...
There was nothing between us.
Nothing. And you never confronted me ever. Ever. Because you knew.
But the question being, why would I need a babysitter when I'm working from the hours of 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.?
Because you didn't know how to keep your
I should have had a
She wasn't the She was not the only one.
He is more of a man than you ever.
She was not the only one.
If you cannot keep up.
Let me
Let me tell you.
hear your side of the story.
Please?
Your side.
When did you start seeing, she says that you were kind of having an affair with her while she was the babysitter.
No, ma'am.
No?
He was two-time and you would...
Can I have a time?
When did you start seeing her?
I started seeing
This
Hope
eases your
at the
guilt.
end of
I hope it
October. It was been
does.
30 days after her and I had separated.
Okay.
We had one date. We went out, and then she had left actually
I moved
to
out
live
of
with.
state.
She moved out of state, and
So
didn't
there's no
come back
contact.
for 2 more months.
Right.
And then we started dating some more. But I
Why do you feel that they were making love or having
To
sex?
cover her own guilt.
What guilt?
She was using me
What
to
was
watch her
guilt?
son while she was out around. Bottom line. Oh, you come home and brag to me about your
No, I
2
didn't.
people
Is this
at a
your
time in your own
It's your
handwriting.
handwriting.
In your own handwriting, you admitted to, I don't know
What
how
is
many
that?
affairs, how many one-night stands. So you tell me who's guilty.
I made plenty of
He
mistakes.
was just too much
I
man
made
for
plenty
you.
of mistakes.
You couldn't handle it.
Is this your handwriting?
But I have a question for you, Hope. And it is Hope.
Let me ask
Right.
Jerry, were you ever unfaithful to her while you were
Yes,
married?
I did at one point in my life. I did have an involvement with one other person, and
That wasn't the only one.
I've
What about the
come
one you
to-
came home and brought
I've come
crabs
to
to me and your
terms as
son?
far as I've come to terms as far as why that happened, because
She
yes,
was so
she'd been around quite a bit.
Promiscuous. You were known as a town slut. Hope.
With it was that she was a minor.
Right.
That's what the problem was.
Okay, as you know, Angela is backstage. You two are separated. Are you working on your relationship?
Oh, we're together now.
We are together now. Okay. Let's hear Angela's side of the story. Angela, will you come on out? I can't believe you. Angela, what is going on here? Did you have an affair with Tom?
No, I don't believe it was anything like an affair.
Was not an affair.
It was rape? Either it was a rape or it was an affair. There's no in between there. You know, once you can admit to yourself that it was an affair and get on with your life, he's been through therapy, I've been through therapy.
Well, I think
You need
that's
therapy.
What I need, yeah.
Very much so.
I believe it.
And that way you can get on with your life and not call me and want to be me and mine.
Were you having sexual intercourse with Tom?
Obviously.
It's not obvious to me.
That's why we're here.
But I wasn't there, so it's not obvious to me. I'm asking you a question. Were you?
Yeah. I
Was
liked
it with
getting
your...
an affection.
That's why I believe the affair took place. You had a father figure and a man all in one. You bragged to your friends.
Oh, yeah.
I'm having an affair with a married man. Angie, she told us that.
She told everybody at school that I was having an affair, okay?
She told everybody. See, Angie, I'm not asking why. I know why it happened. I just wanted you to admit it.
When we come back, this man says sleeping with a babysitter was the biggest mistake he ever made. Today, he's going to beg his wife for forgiveness. Will she take him back? Find out when we return. What do you think ought to happen? Because it's important what the kids think.
That they should get back together.
Is it very painful for you? Oh. Today we are talking with couples whose marriages, they say, were ripped apart after the husband had an affair with the babysitter. And I said, you know, life is kind of like a puzzle. Yes, ma'am?
I just want to give some respect to Londa. You deserve a lot of credit for the care and consideration you're giving both of these and your forgiveness. You deserve a lot of respect.
Admits that he had an affair with the babysitter, who also happened to be dating their oldest son. Cinda, let me start with you. What happened? If he's old enough to date, why does he need a babysitter, I guess?
Well, my son was 15, and it's his stepson. He had raised him from the time he was 4. But the babysitter, she babysat for our infant daughter, who was about 6 or 9 months old.
Okay.
And she was very much part of our family. We took her to Myrtle Beach for the weekend. I took her shopping. It was school dance, and I took her to all over town to buy her dress for the dance, and she came to my house and got ready for the dance, and we paid for a limo, and the children went to the dance in a limo. Well, little did I know she was sleeping with Ralph at the same time. You know, that was really devastating to me.
How did you find out?
Just little things. People started talking, and little things he would do, like it would come time to take her home at night, and he would tell the son, well, you go on to bed, you have school in the morning, and I'll take her home. She only lived about 5 minutes up the road. He'd be gone 20 minutes. One night he went to take her home, and it was just about 4 or 5 miles up the road, and it was just a 2-lane highway, and he came back about an hour later. He had got our 91 custom van hung up in a ditch to the point where it had to be pulled out the next morning by a record. There was no way that would have happened if he hadn't have pulled over and parked somewhere for a makeout.
What did you do when you found out your husband was having an affair with the babysitter?
I tried confronting him 2 or 3 times, and I was the deranged, stupid wife. How could I think that he would do something like that? And then I heard rumors that she was pregnant, so I started watching, and she was. He started spending a lot of time at work, saying it was to cut down on expense, and he was working a lot of midnight shifts. So one night I decided to go watch, and the very first time I went, I parked around the corner, and my van left. And so I thought, oh, he's found out I'm out watching. So I went around the corner and I called. And I acted like I was tired. I was fixing to go to bed, just calling to tell him good night. And that was fine. So I went back around to watch the Dom to see my van come back. And I walked in, and he didn't know I was around. I walked down the hallway to a back bedroom and opened the door and flipped on the light, and there him and her stood. Of course, I went into a frantic rage. I was ready to kill her on the spot. He pulled me off of her and threw me down the bed, pinned me down till she could get away.
She's a nice person who's been with us regularly. Gilda, help.
You know, Sally, I spoke to these women in the green room. Every single one of these women is on medication today. Every single one of these. No, I didn't speak to you. We're at whatever state you're in. But she's on medication, and she's on medication. Now, something, because of all of the stress that they have incurred as a result of being betrayed.
What they did.
Now, what you'll also see are these betrayals at different points of women's lives. This one happened like 14 years ago. This one is going on, and here's a woman who is saying, okay, he made a mistake, and I'm going to try to make it work somehow. And she is in therapy, and she is in therapy. Honey, you need a lot of help. This young woman does not know what love is all about and where love comes from and what real love is. And she's got to identify that for herself before she can have any kind of relationship. And you, sir, what are you going to do with your life? I mean, you can't just go through life with an open fly and then continue to go back to your wife and say to your wife, I'm sorry.
That's right.
At one point or another, we have to say, okay, I made a mistake. If you can heal the relationship between you, maybe you'll have something there. But over here, she says, no way. I don't want him back. Another stage of the betrayal. This woman has had it up to here, and she is not taking this guy back for nothing.
But I believe that everybody deserves another chance. I don't know why I'm taking
That's
side.
right. Everybody deserves another chance if the person who is hurting so badly is willing to give it to him.
When you've heard the bull, when you've heard the bull,
I'm dying.
He's dying.
I'm
He
dying.
says he's dying. How can you let him die?
I love her.
He might have. You do what's good for your
We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
You've got to do what's good for you.
Would you stand up for me? What's your name?
Ralph,
It's your dad's name, right? What do you think ought to happen? Because it's important what the kids think.
that they should get back together.
Is it very painful for you? Oh boy, Gilda. Where are you?
Everybody, well, she's crying. We have a lot of tears going on the stage.
Yeah.
You know, yes, it does affect the children.
But look at Ralph. I mean, look at him.
And look at his father, and his father is crying. You know,
This is awful for him, for young Ralph.
you know, your son is broken up, you're broken up. The only one who has let this whole thing